The School for Sympathy by E.V. Lucas is a short story about the power of empathy. E.V. Lucas had often heard tales of Miss Beam's School for Sympathy, and finally the opportunity arose for him to pay it a visit. During his exploration of the school, he encountered a 12-year-old girl, her eyes shrouded in a bandage, being carefully guided by an 8-year-old boy through the vibrant flower beds. The writer then had the chance to meet Miss Beam. Curious about the teaching method of the school, the author engaged Miss Beam in conversation. In response to his inquiries, she explained that the educational approach at her school was straightforward, focusing on teaching subjects like spelling, arithmetic, and writing. However, she emphasized that the true essence of her teaching was to instill thoughtfulness in the students, aiming to mold them into helpful and sympathetic citizens. Miss Beam proudly shared that parents willingly entrusted their children to her care. In the course of their discussion, Miss Beam invited the writer to glance out of the window. Glancing out of the window, the author saw a sprawling garden and playground, teeming with children engaged in play. Moved by empathy for those he perceived as physically handicapped, he shared his sentiments with Miss Beam. However, Miss Beam smiled, dispelling the notion of disability. She explained that the children were not permanently handicapped, rather, they were undergoing specific experiences as part of a unique system. Miss Beam clarified the system to the author, explaining that to instill a genuine understanding of misfortune, students were exposed to various challenges. Each term, every child had designated days: blind, lame, deaf, maimed, and dumb. On a same day, their eyes were bandaged, necessitating assistance from fellow students. This practice, she noted, proved educative for both the visually impaired and their helpers. While acknowledging the difficulty of the blind day, Miss Beam revealed that some children dreaded the dumb day the most. On a dumb day, the challenge lay in exercising willpower since their mouths were not bandaged. Miss Beam introduced the author to a girl with bandaged eyes, prompting him to inquire if she ever attempted to peek. The girl, principled in her approach, deemed it cheating and confessed to having no prior understanding of challenges faced by the blind. Throughout her blind day, the girl lived in constant fear of colliding with unseen obstacles. When asked about her guides, she affirmed their excellence, noting that those who had previously experienced blindness proved to be the most skillful guides. The author accompanied the girl, leading her towards the lively playground. During their walk, she shared her perspective, expressing that the blind day was particularly challenging for her. Surprisingly, she did not find the maimed day, lame day, and deaf day as distressing. Inquiring about their current location, the author informed that they were heading towards the house. He also pointed out Miss Beam walking along the terrace with a tall girl. The blind girl asked about the attire of the tall girl. Upon hearing the description, the blind girl swiftly identified her as Millie. As the author continued to narrate the surroundings, he sensed the importance of thoughtfulness in guiding the blind. He commended Miss Beam's educational system, noting its transformative impact on students, making them more sympathetic and kind. Personally, the author reflected on his own heightened thoughtfulness, feeling that he had become 10 times more considerate through the experience.